Hello, this is possibly the most important advice we have ever had on the courses that we've been to in Germany by Renner, the action maker. The advice relates mainly to the hammer rail screw here and also the action standard screw, but could relate to any screws that are constantly being taken off and put back on again. Now the issue is that when this screw is removed, and it's constantly removed and put back in again, especially on grand pianos like Steinways as this is. And this is a modern screw, this is not the original screw, but the piano is restored by an excellent restoration firm, not by ourselves, but this is an excellent job that they've done. And the important thing is that the thread here doesn't get damaged, and if you turn the screw just as it is, then you could damage the thread. What they advised and what we now do and are recommending others to do is to turn the screw backwards first, gently, and engage the thread. Obviously we need to put this on first, but I'm trying to show you what it looks like. So engaging the thread, and you can feel it and you can hear it very often, just a little notch as you engage the thread. Obviously don't push it down too hard because you're going to damage the thread like that as well. But we turn it backwards, and when we engage the thread, then we can start turning it forwards, and then you won't damage the thread inside. Constantly taking it off and putting it back on, and it's so common on Steinways. This rail, the wood in here gets damaged, and so replacing the wood in this rail, as it has been done on this piano, is constantly having to be done on Steinway grands particularly, but on all grand pianos we have to be really careful to not damage the thread here. So that's all it is really, and so we turn this backwards first, feel it notching, a little notch, you can feel it engaging, or you can hear it there. I could hear it there and feel it, and then turn it that way. Obviously put the hinge back on first, but I thought it would be easier for you to see if it was like this. So that's really vital and will preserve the life of the piano a lot longer before you have to change the wood here again. And now down here as well, these screws here, and this is a standard screw here. There's these screws here, this is a little bit short, this stubby one, but I just want to show you the idea. So these screws here, you take these out and put them back in again regularly as well. When the action's taken apart, you have to take these action stay screws out, and what we do is, because very often you find these screws are different in different places, somebody will replace the string with the screw with a different size screw. Consequently, we put them on a piece of paper in the order that they were, so that we can put them back in exactly the same order. So same screw in the same hole. And again, when it's put back in, just feeling the thread, turning it anti-clockwise to feel the thread, and then engaging it forwards. And then again, these do tend to get loose as well. That's the issue. So we don't want loose screws here, we don't want loose screws here. We want to be able to tighten them as tight as possible, and it doesn't take a long time for taking off and putting back in if you're turning it without turning it backwards first, for the screw to get sicked, for it to not work properly. So I hope that's helpful. I'll show you another grand piano just to give you an idea of what it's that it's the same on all grand pianos. That happens so much on Steinways, partly because they're always being used, and screws being taken off and put back in again, always being worked on. So there we are. I find it quite hard to engage this. I can't feel it. There we are. There we are. It's engaged, and then we push it back and gently turn it in, and as tight as possible. Though obviously you don't want to sort of like really force it so tight, you'll damage the wood again. So tight, nice and tight, and then it'll stay tight for a long time. So this is the Blüthner grand piano with more typical screws that you expect in an older piano, and the wood here, it's quite unique this time, where as you can see is a very thin piece of wood there. This maybe is less likely to give you a problem, but same again, we'll take the screw out obviously in the normal way, and then we'll have a look at the hole again and see how we engage that. So there we go again. If I turn this forwards, I'm in risk of damaging the thread, so turn it backwards first, can easily feel it engage on this one. Let's try, there we are, and then turn it back in forwards. And again, I'm just trying to show you without screwing this on so you can see very clearly, though the thread is preserved, and that'll last for a long time. And again, we want them to be as tight as possible, and if necessary, if it does damage, obviously you might need to put bigger screws in here or change the rail. It's not commonly done. In fact, it's very uncommon that we'd have to do that on a piano that wasn't a Steinway. So I just use both hands to get the hammer. Obviously it's really important when you take hammers off, it's important to look and see exactly where they were, because if a different part of the hammer hits the string, then if it's not where the grooves were, and there's slight grooves here as you can see, then the hammer tone is going to be very different. So it's important to engage the hammer in the same place as it was before, and then tighten the screw afterwards, and these are very tight. That was some advice given to us by Renner on a course we went to in Germany about screws and the importance of turning them backwards before turning them forwards. Really important advice, and we're really grateful for that, and we hope it's been helpful for you too. Thank you very much for listening. This is a beautiful Steinway grand piano, and just want to take the opportunity of encouraging you. Older pianos sound so beautiful, especially older Steinways and older Blutners, and well, ones that we like to source and sell. So thank you very much.